practice, Coach?
It was good. We switched up the schedule up here, and we had our hard practice yesterday. And usually we came up here, and it was like a get after a practice. We flipped the days just because guys practicing on the turf. It's a little bit older, multiple times in a row. So we put our hard practice yesterday, a little bit lighter practice today. So I thought the intent was good, though.
Coach, can you talk about Camp T in terms of what it means to the fabric of the program, especially through the prism that a former coach took it away and Coach Graham brought it back, and now you're obviously thrilled to continue the tradition?
Yeah, I don't know about the prior stuff, but I know about, for me, getting away, getting up here, and our guys being able to just hang out together. We were out in the field having team meetings yesterday. Where else can you do that? Where else can you be here? We went up to the campfires, and there were elk eating the hay that we're supposed to sit on. Like, where else can you go? And there's gigantic elk or moose, I don't know, whatever animal of that sort is up here, was up here.
Any other camp hijinks or things that happened last night?
They already caught a spider, or saw a spider, a tarantula, so that was exciting. Yeah, it never ends.
You talked about squirt guns. Have you seen the squirt guns yet?
I've heard them running around like kids up there, squirting each other with the squirt guns, I guess. I don't know. I guess water squirt, I don't know what it is, but they're having a good time.
What's your approach going to be over the next few days, like focus-wise?
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to get after it. There's going to be a good amount of team series. First day of pads was yesterday, or rewind, right? And so we went full speed. We went live periods, a few tackle to the ground periods, which I think is necessary. Today was a down day because I didn't want to have 2 heavy days on this turf field back to back, just based off of what's happened in the past up here from that perspective. So tomorrow's a get after it day. Tomorrow's one of our top 3 hardest practices in camp. Friday is a little bit of a down day, more special teams, more like today, special teams, situations, coaching. Like slowed down coaching emphasis, and then Saturday is scrimmage. So tomorrow I want to see guys fly around with passion, and tackle people. Like, I want to see blocking and tackling. Because at the end of the day, that's what football's about. Who can block, who can tackle, who can keep possession of the ball.
Kenny, what's your favorite part about bringing the guys up here?
Oh, just hanging out with everybody. Like, you're just trapped with everybody. You're all kind of in misery together, and you got to find a way how to enjoy it. We are just joking around. I was talking to all the staff and talking to some players like, has there ever been a place you stayed that had worse living arrangements than here? And there has not been an answer other than no, right? Like, it's just, this is stuck 40 years old. It's hasn't changed since Vince Amy was in here. Actually, I think they added a bunk. So instead of a double, there's a triple now, bunk somewhere. But it is as old school and as from a living arrangements, it's about as bad as it can get. But from a culture, look where we're at. And that's why our guys, when I talk to them every year, I said, you guys got to want to come here. It can't be me forcing you to come here now. You guys got to want to come here. When our players are like, no, we want to go. Like, we love it. It's a memory that these kids that have been on our team want to be a part of now, because where you sleep, who cares? Okay, you're in a triple bunk, great. I couldn't get down to go to the bathroom last night because I didn't have, I was on the top bunk and I couldn't get down, right? It was pitch dark. I'm like, well, it is what it is, right? That's what Camp T's about.
You said you like uncomfortable.
Yeah, get comfortable. I don't like uncomfortable. You just got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
You embrace that, though.
Embrace it. Doesn't mean you like it, right? Okay. Nobody likes it, right? You just got to embrace it and know that you're going to grow from it.
Wait, so the head coach roughs it up too?
Yeah, I'm on a top bunk. We got 6 people in a little 10 by 10. I'm on the top bunk of it. We got 9 people in there. One of the bunks is open. 9 people, a 10 by 10, double bunk.
So you don't have your own cabin to yourself?
No.
Okay.
If we're going to make our players do this, then we're going to do it as staff. We're not going to put our players in this and then say we're going to go, somewhere else or whatever that is. Like, we're going to be here if we're going to put our players in this and we're going to experience this as a team. Coaching staff continuity is not as important as team continuity, but it's really important. So even us being in there and hanging out together in the morning and having an 8-person line to get coffee out of the one coffee and we're just waiting for the next, all those things, like, it helps the staff too. Like, we're all bonding together.
How would you say, like, returners and guys on the leadership council have helped the newcomers kind of get used to this environment?
Yeah, well, I think some guys love it. You have a guy like Reed who's like instantly in love up here, right? And then you have other guys who are like, what is going on right now? Why didn't you tell me this when you recruited me? And I usually did to most of them that asked. But I think the older guys are They were like, the guys aren't shocked. Like, I showed them what it was going to be, right? They've seen it. And now that they're here, it's that, like, man, it's beautiful. Like, where else is this? I don't know anywhere. Like, it's beautiful. Where else can you do this? All right, there's some negatives. There's negatives to everything, right? But the positives of this place, I think the guys love it. I think the newcomers were excited because they've heard so much about it.
Supposedly, your veteran players were kidding the younger players about how they're going to have to pitch a tent, and it's really that primitive, and trying to build up the horror stories to make it worse than it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of good myths. Like, if you're late, you got to run up to the top of the mountain and stuff like that. You know, I think that's what they did back in the day. Right? I don't think I'd be the head coach here if we started doing that very long anymore, even though I'd want to. Right? I don't think we could. So, but there's a lot of, you know, you got to climb to the top, and you have to pitch a tent at the top of the mountain that you made and make fire. And, like, some guys believe it. You'd be shocked how gullible some people are.
Bears won.
Yeah, well, the bears. We saw a bear last year. It wasn't a bear, it was a cow roaming right here last year, and it walked right on the field, you know, used the restroom and then left. And so there's all sorts of crazy things that happen up here. And, you know, some of the guys have never been in these situations, so it's kind of fun.
Because you're enjoying so much comfortable weather, is anything changing up as far as the practice proper when you're here versus Tempe?
We're not going to take a break, you know, a heat break from that perspective. But other than that, not much. You know, we kind of changed our practice structure, which I alluded to earlier, but not much.
Coach, when you were GA here, do you have a favorite memory, like when you back in the day?
I remember I stayed behind the screen in the printer room. So we had like a room with printer, and there's a screen. My bed was behind the screen. So I just remember, like, all night somebody was printing, whether it was like defense or special teams. And then, like, if the defense stayed up late, they'd be printing till midnight, and I wouldn't be asleep. And then the special teams guys were up at 5 printing because they're early print guys. And I'd be like, this machine never stops, right? So I was in the behind the printing machine. It was good times.
You're lucky it worked, though.
Yeah, it worked.
With so many new guys, where are you in terms of who's where in the depth chart, what you've got going?
I think guys are showing themselves. I think after this first scrimmage, we'll have a way better clue. I think we've got a bunch of guys in that ones range that have kind of separated themselves. I think there's a low end, like when I say low end of the ones, I mean like 2 to 3 ones on each side of the ball that's still in a pretty good battle. And I think the real battle here is who are these 2s and 3s that are going to play 40 snaps, 30 snaps a game? Who is that going to be? The depth of the competition there is very, very strong, which means most of our guys feel like they have a chance to get on the field, which is obviously why you guys see competitive practices, because I think these have been some of the most, up until yesterday, which I thought was our worst practice, and I knew y'all, but I thought the first 4 days of practice were the best first 4 days we've had. Yesterday was a good day, but not a great day.
How are you hoping some of your guys, old and new, will grow over these next couple days?
I just hope they just experience things. I don't know about like growing. They're going to build relationships. We're going to learn about them. We do campfires, do a lot of things like that stuff. Campfires where, you tell your why, and we'll have coaches talk, we'll have players talk. So I hope we get to learn each other more on a little bit deeper level. But I hope they enjoy it. It's college sports. Like I've said this so many times. Like, let's not take the 18 to 23-year-old out of the college sports. Like, let's still give them experiences that a lot of people who played sports when they were younger remember. And it's stuff like this. It's crazy things. Like, remember when that coach did blank? Remember when that kid caught the tarantula? Like, it's things like that that will stick with you forever, not just the football. So I want to make sure they have experiences here that create affinity for the football program. And when they're gone here, long and gone, they have moments that when they come back to Camp T, they're rolling down memory lane.
Are there things that are better? Can you hear that you guys have improved, like food or?
Food, big time. The last time they were here before we got here, I think it was like 1,000 pounds or 800 pounds of total weight loss. Something absurd. It was like 8 to 10 pounds a person. Some like that extreme. We got some big people, right? So it's not like the corner lost 10 pounds, right? But when you're up here a week, you could easily have some fluctuation like that. I think it was near 1,000. But it was also a 120-man roster. So 8 pounds, 7.5 pounds a person for the math majors. So we fixed that. We gained weight last year up here. We had food trucks up here yesterday. They do a great job. But other than that, absolutely not. It's what Vince Amy played with.
It's
Except we got a field now.
yeah.
A turf, which is awesome. Crazy, it's 10 years old now. Or 9, 10 years old, something like that. It's nuts because the Soul Devils just did this. They just did our weight room, and it's crazy to look at it and be like, man, that's how fast time flies. Something that you just thought was just done is now 10 years old, and it's usually when fields get redone and stuff like that. That's usually when you got to reamp it. So we're due to kind of upgrade this place a little bit.
How's Ashton Sampson?
Unbelievable camp. You don't hear his name a lot because he's just Mr. Consistent. So he's just consistent. But that's who he is off the field as well. He's just a consistent human being. You don't start in the SEC as a young player, underclassman on accident. So he's a great get for us.
Guys, good. We got Coach BC.
Thank you, Cat.